Hello, Aquarius. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Star Tarot by Kathy McLeland. That's how you spell Kathy's name and Kathy's website if you would like it. Feel free to freeze frame if you feel necessary. Supportive Oracle cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen Raish Baskin. Websites for them: ToriHartman.com, if I can get it close enough, and there's also Watkins Publishing, either .co.uk or WatkinsPublishing.com. So feel free to freeze frame there and use that information as you wish if you'd like to. What do we have? Ooh, the Sun card. I've been waiting for that card I think you're the only one. In fact, you're the last one I'm recording, so yeah, you're the only one that got the Sun card. Which I love the Sun card. Actually, I think all your cards look really good. Why is that showing up? Okay, we'll keep going. Let's go a little farther. What's going on? You got the Two of Wands showing up with the Bittersweet as your challenge card, but it seems also where this is starting. For whatever reason, making this current choice, it's like no matter what I do, it's not going to be quite what I want. I'm using a lot of work analogies lately. So I'm just going to use a work analogy really quickly. It's kind of like the job I have, I can either stick with it, and there's things here I don't like, or I can go find something else, and I really don't want to do that either. But it's like whatever way I choose, I got to choose something. Either stick with this and keep dealing with it, not really sure I want to do that, or go find something else and start somewhere else, not really sure I want to do that. So I'm kind of like, I know I have to make a choice. Either commit to this a little deeper, or go on and move on to something else. I got to make my choice. And it's kind of like, I'm also seeing the Five of Cups coming in with this. Kind of like, the choice will make the difference. Once you choose, it's like, I feel like these are your two choices, the two cups in the back. I don't like what's going on in front of me. And because of what's going on, either I have to get in here and fix it, which will actually make things better, or I got to go on to something else, which I'll get rid of this situation and I won't have to deal with it anymore, which will, in effect, make things better. So I have to decide what I want to do. I do think the way your energy is feeling, I'm going to move forward in both directions at once without making a complete decision what I'm going to do yet. In the sense of like, I'm going to go forward in like the situation I'm dealing with where I work, and it's just an analogy, however it applies to your life. I'm going to get some feelers out there. I'm going to see like what is fixable, what can I get control of, what can I make better here. I haven't made my decision, I'm going to stick with it, but I'm going to go forward and gather that information as if I were, see what I could make of it. While I'm doing that, I'm also going to put some feelers out there, see what jobs are available, see what other possibilities I have in front of me. And then whatever I pull back in that area, I'm going to see like, this is what I could go towards, I could apply for these, or I could go into this and keep working a little deeper on this and see which one I like better as I keep going. The grief is like, I realize I'm going to have to make a decision fairly soon. Like 2 months at max. 2 months I have to make a decision. Either I can't just kind of like float along. I have to either go deeper into fixing this or deeper into going somewhere else. But I need to commit one way or the other within 2 months. That's just how it's coming through. Take it with a grain of salt. Because I feel like there's some information. You got to gather some information. And I feel like that's like a realistic time frame when I keep feeling it. But the grief is kind of like, I feel like the pressure is on. I can't default. Because if I default, that's basically staying where I am. And if I default, I'm not actively trying to fix it. I'm just kind of dealing with it. And that my situation will not get better. And I'm still just going to be stuck in a situation I really don't like. If I actively don't work on it, it's not going to improve. And I don't like that at all either. I have to make my decision. What's coming forward? You're going to realize there's pushback here. This might be why you're considering walking away from whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a job situation, but something here you might be considering walking away because it seems like it's in direct opposition of you. You got the Devil card and you got the King of Wands. Sometimes I see the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, to be fair, as like Leo cards, along with the Strength card, just to be fair. That's in direct opposition to Aquarius. That's your opposite. Very active card, very vocal card, but it doesn't seem to work well. Those two cards are both leader energies, and they lead in their own way. It doesn't always work to your favor because they just kind of go do what they want, and then you're like, I don't like what happened there, and they kind of ignore you. And they just do what they want. I just feel like you don't care for this. The Devil card backing it up is a very strong, I'm going to do it my way, and if you don't like it, that's just too bad. This might be why you're considering going on to something else. If that is true, if you're feeling like that's what you're dealing with, like you try to make things work out, but this other energy is like, well, I don't care what you think, I'm going to do what I want anyway. You got to decide how you're going to handle that energy, which may ultimately mean you're kind of like, I just need to go. I need to go somewhere else. Or, because this energy does not seem to like really care what you think. There is a lot of pressure behind this. There's a lot of stress behind this. This energy does not feel like it needs to consider you. It just seems like there's a lot of stress behind it. Like, I'm not trying to downplay it or validate it. I'm just saying it's there. So I don't know what you need to do with that, but the stress is like dictating a lot of this, especially like the worse things get, the more difficult this becomes. So when the going gets tough, this gets really difficult for you. This person or whoever this is really difficult. So the more stress there is, the more difficult they are to deal with. And I feel like maybe that's something you might want to look at a little closer if you're dealing with somebody like that. Like, just the worse it gets for them, the more difficult they become for you. I don't know why I have to keep saying it, just in case, I don't know, whatever that seems to be. I think, because they're showing completion here, I think it's time to move on. If this energy, if you do get along with them on occasion, you might want to think about when you do, how are things going? Are things easy to get along with? Is everybody getting along at the time? When they get along with you, is it because they're getting something from you? Like, what's going on? When they do get along with you, if they do, when does that happen? Like, I feel like that'll help you make up your mind what you want to do. I know it's a general read. Take it with a grain of salt. Like, readings are for entertainment purposes only. We all know that. I don't know. I feel like this situation, like, I feel it coming back. The Hermit coming in with the Knight of Swords, and then the Princess of Pentacles. There's a lot of Earth, which is, the Devil is also an Earth card, too. What was is what is, and what was is and will be. So this energy does not improve, and there's a lot of the more pressure that they get on them, the more they just seem to hunker down and just keep doing things the same way they did. They don't want to consider you. There's a lot of Earth feeling here, just kind of like they handle it the way they handle it. If you don't like it, they don't care. I just keep getting that. They seem to be centering on working around you. I'm also getting. These are both page. The princesses and princes are all pages in this deck. They're not even like, and even the Hermit is talking about Virgo, which is a mutable sign, if I'm saying that right. These energies, like, they're just doing rote routine. They're not thinking about what they're doing. They're just, this is how it is, and that's how we do it. And if you don't like it, I don't care. I keep getting that. If you don't like it, I don't care. I keep getting it. It keeps coming around and around. If you don't like it, I don't care. If you don't like it, I don't care. If that's really happening, like, really, think about it for a minute. Obviously you will, if this is pertinent. If that's really happening, I don't see that improving. I do see completion coming in with the Ten of Cups, which the picture on the completion is basically once it's done, it's done. The completion for me, when I connect it to the Aquarius energy, is when you've kind of looked at it at a few different angles and you're like, you know what, I don't see that really getting better without some type of miracle going on here. And maybe there's something else that needs to happen. I'm also getting like a harvest festival for some reason. It just randomly popped in. Once you see it for what it is and you've accepted it, I feel like you're going to move on. Because you're meant to go towards this card, the Sun card. You're meant to let the wheel turn in your favor. The self-worth renews something for you. I don't think it's this situation. I think it might be going back to something you've done before. It might renew your own happiness. But the wheel goes in your favor. The Sun card pops up. Once you make up your decision, I don't think this is for me. I'm not being honored here. My opinion and what I say and what I think and what I do is just being ignored as much as it can be. I don't think this place is for me. I mean, we're using a business situation, I know, but it could be any way, however you connect with it. Once you accept that, you're going to be like, I don't think this is for me. I think I need to start taking steps to get out of this. Doors will open very easily. The wheel goes in your favor. The Sun card starts to show up in the sense of like you might find it very easy to move forward. I'm not saying it's all going to be, taken care of in 2 to 3 days. Don't get me wrong. It may take you a year to settle it out and go into this whole new situation. But once you start moving forward, it just feel like it starts unfolding in your favor. Things start coming at you as necessary, and I just feel like the way you transition is very to your liking. It may take a year. Yeah, it might take a year for this to completely work out, but once you start moving towards it, the stress level drops dramatically. I've had a job like this where things didn't go well, and I fought and fought and fought to make it work out, and I tried to make it go better, and I tried to make it go better, and it was very, very, very stressful. And then at one point I realized, you know what? The people I'm working with, they're not really interested in making it go better. They just want me to run, and they like that I'm running. When I caught on to that, I'm like, this isn't about being happy. This isn't about doing a good job. This is about them just getting what they want and feeling like this is how it should go. And I gave in the sense of like I gave up. I realized I wasn't going to keep this job anymore, and I stopped running. I leisurely walked. And for the last 4 or 5 months I was at that job, I actually liked it because I knew I wasn't going to stay, and I stopped worrying about it. The transition was really easy for me because I just accepted, like, I'm done. I'm just playing it out the way I need to. So the stress level went way down. I found what I needed to do, and I moved on. It did take me, ironically, a good year, a little over a year for me to be comfortable. But it wasn't. The stress was never the same after that. It was never that hard. It was never that bad again, if that makes sense. So maybe that's why they're saying that in the whole year thing, because like I'm looking back on my own life, I'm understanding what they mean. Kind of like once you accept like I'm done, you stop being stressed about the little things. Kind of like, well, I'm not staying here anyway. I already know what I'm doing. And even though as you're transitioning, you got to go through this and that, you're kind of like, yeah, well, when I get where I need to be, I'll be fine. I'm thankful that it's changing. I think that's how I felt. It seems like it was a while ago that I went through this, but the stress level went way down, and it just like I knew I wasn't. It took me a while to get where I wanted to be, but knowing it was going to change and knowing it was going to be better on the other side got me through it. I felt a lot better. I hope that helps. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4. astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.